producers. Let's start from there. What exactly are the challenges of water producers in this state?
Well, the challenges of water producers in Rivers State are numerous, especially when it comes to Rivers State. You have the issue of multiple taxation, whether legal or illegal taxation, harassment from loyalists to some of the appointees by government, and even communities, CDC chairmen requesting development levy. We have to pay a certain amount of money to communities because we are operating within the communities and all the rest of that. So you will not appreciate what I'm saying except you are into the sector. Then you will now understand the daily frustration as a business owner or as a water producer goes through a River State.
Yeah, on Facebook, Ekeocha says it's a serious issue in my area. God help us. But please tell us your area so we know where your area is. From all of these that you have mentioned as the issues, taxation being the fundamental one, which is most pressing or a major concern that has influenced the quality and the cost?
Well, for the quality, I would say it has not affected the quality.
Many people would disagree.
Yeah, I know many people disagree because of what they went for. Because of what they went for.
Are we saying that we have, like, legally, it's now allowed to have people that produce poor or low standard, packaged low standard water, and then it now becomes the consumer's choice to decide whether you would buy that one or you would buy. We thought it was going to be standard across board, and then
when you make things standard across board, some people tend to go for the cheaper ones, and a businessman who knows that the public always go for the cheaper product will decide to bring down the quality of his product or her product for the people to buy, not minding the health implication.
So are they members of WAPAN that have to, because people go for the cheap one, so they cut corners?
I will not say they are members of WAPAN, and I will not say they are not members of WAPAN. Now, here, I'm not talking about association. I'm talking about
general, but we're bringing it to that.
Now, when it comes to that
sure
of WAPAN, at least we as WAPAN, we have been able to curtail, monitor, discipline our members to make sure that whatever thing they put out there is of good quality. Most of you know that I do go out and I will drink the water. And when I drink, I find out something, I will call you. And I said, this is what I find out from your water. What is going on? And you don't want me to call you. So, at any point in time, you don't know where I will be. So that I don't drink your water.
So what about the average people? This person now on Facebook who says their issue is in their area, it's an issue. The cost of it, is there a uniform price for what a bag of sachet water should be sold for? And if there is, what is that price? And has there been any additional increases? Have the prices changed for whether it's bottled water or whether it's sachet water or dispenser? Because I know, like, I bought dispenser water a bottle about 1.5. Some people say 1.6.
Yeah. Okay. The price has not changed. What we as an association do is peg the minimum price.
So what's the minimum price?
The minimum price is 300 from the factory.
For sachet water?
For sachet water.
So when the person buys from the factory, if they decide to sell 350 or...
Yeah.
That's...
We don't regulate what the retailers sell. But wish we are coming to that, because we have found out that some retailers do exploit.
Exactly, because there are areas where people buy a
citizens.
bag of water for up to 500 naira, one bag.
Okay, now, in those kind of area, you have middlemen who comes from the creek, the riverine communities, to the upland, let's say Port Harcourt here, buy the water, they ferry it through the boats to those communities.
What about the conditions of the water in between when it leaves
the
factory to when it gets to
it is where properly bagged. This water, once we bag it in our cellophane, now for it to be ferried through boats, is rebagged into sack bags and tied in sets. Then it is loaded on the boats and fed through the riverine communities. So now you have a factory who have to leave Port Harcourt to places like Aboa, places like Elele, places like interior villages to supply this water. Now you look at the cost of you transporting the water to these places. Now, in some areas, in some local governments, you only have one factory. Now, for example, in Aboa local government, you only have one factory, and that person cannot serve the whole of that local government. Now you have people from Ahoda who have to supplement. Now in Ahoda West, we have two. So you see, now these two factories cannot serve the entire Ahoda West. So factories from Bayelsa do come in to serve. So,
is there a collaborative effort between yourself and the association in Bayelsa State to ensure that whatever water is coming from outside the state is of good standard? Is there a way to check?
That is what the Ministry of Water Resources.
Because I know a time in Bayelsa they had to even stop water from coming in, and these reasons were cited. So it was only those factories in the state that was
political.
Well, if that's what the reason that was given was the fact that most of the waters coming in at the time were not healthy and did not meet standard, and it was fair argument because many people could see that whether there's politics, it was used as a tool to affirm some political position is not known. For Rivers State, is there a way that you check or collaborate with your colleagues from outside the state?
Now, that of stopping us from entering Bayelsa was because some big-wigs politicians ventured into the business in Bayelsa. And the people of Bayelsa does not have trust on the water produced in Bayelsa. So they prefer the one coming from outside. So in order for them to survive, they have to use that connection to stop us. In fact, we were in government house to discuss this issue. As this one you are bringing now was not said. What they said was environmental pollution, that the sachet that is coming from River State, Delta State, is littering the whole of Bayelsa. So they want to curtail it by stopping Delta and Bayelsa and the rivers from entering Bayelsa. So we say, fine, okay. If that be the case, then we have to put up a committee to really look at these things you are talking. So at the point, the SA to the governor of security that represented the governor stood up and said nobody can stop anybody from entering Bayelsa to do business. So that plan failed. But as time goes on, it's politics. Nobody monitored. Nobody raised alarm. So they set up a task force at the end of Bayelsa. As you are coming, they will tell you each water you are carrying. They will count the total number of the vehicle, of the water in the vehicle, and charge you 10 naira per the bags. So the thing was really frustrating. So factories stopped entering Bayelsa. But Bayelsa entered into Rivers State. Now, we have discussed this thing with the ministry. We cannot ascertain the water that is coming from Imo State. We cannot ascertain the quality of the water coming from Abia State. We cannot ascertain the quality of water coming from Ondo State. We cannot ascertain the water quality coming from Bayelsa State into Rivers State. And whatever things that happen, it's we
In
Rivers State that will bear the blame. Now, there was one time a water came in from Imo State into Eche. And the thing threw many people in Eche into a state of, I think, diarrhea and vomiting. And when investigation was done, we were called upon and blames were apportioned to us. And we said, okay, let's know the water. By the time we got to know the water, it's from Imo State.
All right, let's take a commercial. When we come back, more to discuss. Stay with us.
The
Egberi Mackson is with us in the studio. All right, before the break, he was clarifying the situation with water coming into the state from neighboring states, which could also constitute a threat to the health of the people in the state, and how well are those water factories monitored, and their product are coming to the state. Who is inspecting the standards? Are they up to what is expected? And in cases where any situation breaks out, I mean, the producers in the state are the ones that would take the fall for it. Well, what do you think? What do you think? He's also said that the cost of water has not changed. From the factory, they only get minimum cost, and that's 300 naira per bag of sachet water from trees. Now, if you're buying than that, or else it will be the middleman from the 27 what he said for that situation. He highlighted a few of the issues that they are facing, transition being one of them. Before we get back to my guest, I'd ask you to tell us the cost and quality of sachet or bottled water in your area. People have their messages. Shirley, the costing price of sachet water is most embarrassing because everything is under 1 yuan. Or this will reduce the water project and back to ban court, as the state governor should more to eliminate this embarrassing situation where water, which is the least thing that any responsible government provide in all communities, unfortunately, is now a problem, and we only focus on federal government without recourse to responsibilities of state governors down to the ward level, including council chairmen. We need good drinking water everywhere. Four says your guest's intro was on the wrong side. He cannot say because consumers go for cheaper ones, that's the reason water producers reduce quality. That is unacceptable. There must be a standard in quality across board, irrespective of price, because of different logistics challenges. Samson Oji says, in my 1 mile, 2 and 3 areas in Diob, water is not our problem. In fact, sachet water vendors are everywhere, now selling for 250, 300 per bag. If any vendor sells above this, we walk away all day. He would walk all day without selling anything. This one says it's a serious problem in my area, but you have not told us your area, Keocha. All right, some of the messages that we're getting from Facebook. You want to respond to any of them first before we get on to?
Well, on the issue of state government providing water, now the rural, do I call it rural water or urban water project? Now, the thing is this: the urban water project is not even free. Definitely, you pay for it, and it's a water you only use in your house. So, if you are doing occasion, you are doing any gathering, you are in traffic, and all the rest of that. So, how do you have? Even if in advanced countries that they have water in the house, you still buy packaged water from the shop, from the stores, from the supermarket. So it's not about government providing water, it's the sustainability of it.
All right. You're mentioning the government. Now we have a commissioner for water resources. How is that helping water producers in Rivers State? Has there been meetings, conversations? What's the direction?
Well, he's just new. We are yet to have a meeting with him. The meeting was supposed to hold yesterday, but due to 1 or 2, the meeting could not hold again, and it was shifted to Monday. We are hopeful that what the commissioner is bringing to the table is going to be a win-win situation for everybody. Now, we are not just only looking at the aspect of we providing potable water. We are also looking at the aspect of protecting the lives of Rivers residents. It's not about packaging water and you push to the public. Now, it has to do with also the quality. Like in the last time I came here, I talked about NAFDAC being overstretched, underfunded, understaffed, and I said a NAFDAC staff, one NAFDAC staff to 100 factory. So just like a one policeman to 8 citizens in Nigeria to secure 8 citizens. So that is how we are in Rivers State. One NAFDAC staff to monitor 100 factories. And it's not NAFDAC is not only supervising, regulating water. They have other products. So it's difficult for only them to do the job. So, and in that program, I said there should be an inter-agency collaboration between NAFDAC and the state government. And why I say the state government? Because if there is anything like waterborne disease, like the last time the cholera break, thank God, because of our resilience, because of our dedication, Rivers State, we did not record any case. It's the state government that will be at the brunt.
I'm not quite sure we did not. But go on. I'm not quite sure. And there were rumors of some.
But it was not confirmed. So the state government will bear the responsibility. The health facility of the state will be overstretched. Me, and I'm advocate for inter-ministerial agency collaboration. The regulator and the state representative. So as to monitor and control the kind of water we bring to the society.
Now that you're mentioning agencies, what is the situation with water producers and the Nigeria Integrated Water Resources Management Commission? Because there's a memo that was seen and a request to obtain water use license.
Well, I think the first time I got hold of that document was in 2021, which has to do with Faro Table Water in Adamawa State. And I was like, where is this coming from? I contacted our legal advisor who now reached out to that integrated agency, and they replied to us, and the charts we are seeing is that I have to pay 800,000 to acquire a license.
So how do you, if one wants to get or operate a water factory, what are the requirements? Who and who do you go to? What documents do you need to have?
You have your CSC, you have your trademark, then you approach NAFDAC. That is the sole agency by law.
So this document from the Nigeria Integrated Water Resources Management Commission is not necessary if you are to.
That is what I don't even understand. And when I saw the figures, registration process 200,000, obtaining the permit 800,000, I'm talking about 1 million. Then I have to do another renewal every year that have to cost me 2 million naira. And the person that signed that document then, the executive secretary, I reached out to her via the phone number that was there, and we get talking. So, unknown to her that I know her very well, she was at this Niger Delta River Basin at my one. They have a water factory, and I told her, I said, madam, if a water factory should pay this kind of money, what do you expect the factory to do? As I remember, when you were in River State, I know you will not know that I know you. You are in charge of Merit Table Water, owned by the River Basin Development Commission. And you could not manage it. Under your watch, the factory closed down. So if you, a government agency, could not manage a water factory, and a private individual is doing that, and you want to take this money from that private individual, what do you expect the person to do? Close down or increase the price of the water? She said, so you know me very well. I said, yes, I know you very well. I said, okay, now, in Adamawa State, are you aware that that factory has obtained borrow permit from the state government? She said, then the water should not cross to another state. That if the permit is that if my water cross from River State to Bayelsa, I will have to obtain that permit, which is they call it I'm forgetting the name, border crossing.
So that's what they're asking for you guys to get now. So it means if you want to take water from here to Bayelsa, you would have to. If you don't have that document, then they would impound whatever it is you are transporting.
Take you to court. Now, see, we as water producers in this country are suffering. Now, we have been able to take up the responsibility of government. what the government is supposed to do is to support our activities in order not to overburden the citizen. But you see different paper flying here and there, pay this, pay that, and all the rest. So what do the public want us to do? They claim that water is free from the ground, given by God. Yes. But now look at the papers flying.
All right. Let me take a few more messages on Facebook, and then we go to the phone lines. 0817-923-0002 or 0817-923-0003. Hollins said, Gone says, good morning to you and your guests. Please, let's get it right. No politician or group of political wigs stopped sachet water from entering Bielsa. The main reason was due to promoting establishment of water factories for employment and easy monitoring of quality of water consumption. It was even the IYC that enforced that policy to ensure youths are engaged. I remember the IYC was involved at the time with that conversation. Patrick Ebulu says it's a serious issue in my area, Emago. May God help us. He's referring to the quality and cost of water in that area not being up to standard, which is also what we would come back to, the quality. Okonkwo in Rumokuta, will start with you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go on, yes. Okonkwo.
The two major challenges facing the pure water producers, I think I say specifically in the nation, are two. Number one is double taxation from state and local government. Then another one is the high cost of diesel and fuel. Because if a pure water factory uses diesel for 1 week, the cost of diesel that we use might be more than 300 to 500,000 a week if they use diesel. So these are the two major challenges. If the price of fuel and diesel can come down, then they will now reduce the cost of the cost and the price that they said, because currently a bag of sachet water is 350 naira. So if there's anything that can be done to bring fuel and diesel down, then a bag of water can still come back to 200 or 150 naira per bag. Then another thing is that I blame the government, because it was them that's supposed to give us treated water. And they put it at different strategic places along the road for people to make use of. So leaving the whole burden of producing or giving the citizens treated water, giving the whole burden to the pure water producers is a problem. That has led to some persons, some facts, staying their houses and be producing water. So the whole thing is that government should produce water. If they cannot produce, they should reduce the cost of fuel and diesel for these people to be able to operate freely.
All right,
and sell to the citizens at low cost.
Thank you, Okonkwo. Let's go to Ken in Obimini. And it would be also nice if you let us know in your area how much it costs for a bag of water or a pack of bottled water. Ken, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Yep.
I think in my area, one bag of pure water is 400 naira. One bag.
Where is your area? Ubimini?
Ubimini, precisely.
Okay. Yeah.
In Emoha local government. You see, sometimes I see these agencies and government starters rounding the township municipal. They don't care about what is happening in rural areas. I've been hearing from your guest there in the studio. All his points is all about Obiabo and Falga. I think whatever thing they are doing in a particular state, let the rural areas have the impact, the idea, the orientation, the sensitization, for them to know that there is something important that the government or whatever organization are doing at that point in time. And not everything should come and end or stop in a particular capital of a state. I don't know if you are getting me. Now, we have, what they call it in my one there. None of the local government that has it any longer. It's not that the technology of borehole is being established, that whoever that has his or her money will sink or sunk a borehole. Without like that, there is nothing like water in the rural areas. As I'm talking to you now, our stream is no longer accessible for drinking, which is even more better than their so-called pure or whatever thing they call it. So I'm not comfortable with what is happening in this government or whole of 18.
All right, Ken, thank you. Dakuku from Eche, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Femi Andrew. Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning, Dakuku.
This is Dakuku from Abok Eche, the spokesman of Eche.
So I want to ask you're not the spokesman of Eche, please. You are just Dakuku from Eche. Go on.
And I'm so happy for them to hook up this kind of topic. And, this is the country we are now. People don't move according to that's why cities are country. Because the task force on the road is so high in the road, which is the federal government and state government supposed to combine the local government to make sure most of the task force will be eliminated from the road. That is why things are costly. Look at what he says. Somebody will carry bottled water or water from Imo State, entering River State. They will be able to sign it to collect the money from him. How much is he going to sell it? That is why when we talk of cost of production in this country, because of the rate of tax collecting from those people, makes things are so difficult to Nigerians. In all the days, it's not like this. Yagasidia is speaking well. The way he said is speaking well. Look at drivers who operate from a day to Port Harcourt. Do you know that drivers police collected 500 naira from them? How do you think that they will achieve? They will have to have the cost of the transportation. And it goes to the consumers. Everything lies on the consumers. So let them do something. Whatever the government has to say, 2 or 3 task force be collecting money from roads so that things will be coming down.
All right.
What he saying is truth.
Thank you.
Let me stop here. This is Akuku from Apoke.
Temple from Oyigbo, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished and
all right, quickly, go on, Temple.
Yes, sir. My major concern here is in the aspect of the double, taxation. And I want to appeal to your guests. If there is anything they can do in terms of pushing more kind of collaboration with the Honorable Commissioner and the Ministry in ensuring that it bring out a single, double taxation, I think it will help us go a long way. Because these things boils down to the consumers, the final consumers, which we are the people. Because we are not even talking about the prices of, the bag of sachet pure water. The very distinguished me, you will also agree with me. When, trying to get it, the cost of the cold one in terms of, bag and the one that is not cold are not of the same price. And that also is an issue. So they should please help us on that regard. And at the same time, they should improve. The chairman should ensure members improve in their quality. Because in as much as I'm concerned, we are paying more. Getting a bag of pure water for 450 here in the the cold one 500, then getting 2 sachets for 50 naira. At least it's money.
Temple, so they sell cold one. Cold one is a different price.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Temple. We have 3 minutes to wrap this up. Cold one, different price. Innocent obviously says your guest is not being truthful, even with all these expenses, they still make excess gain. I've worked in the pure water factory before now, and my brother have one. Tell your guest that a lot of persons have stopped buying sachet water. We are now drinking boiled water. Nigeria are doing their fellow Nigerians. All right, under 2 minutes, let's get your response.
Well, the last message from this one, I would say that is being biased. or you say somebody is making money because you see that a vehicle goes out, that combatant naira is coming, and you think the person is making money. I think he should ask his brother very well. Let his brother educate him. Then, from what everybody has been saying, the man in Ubi Mini. Now, we have factories from Omok that service Ubi Mini. So you see the distance they will have to come through to service them. And at that Ubi Mini junction, we have a lot of taxes that also disturbs them.
So that's why the water, before it gets to Ubi Mini, it's quite expensive.
Yes. Now,
okay.
If I'm a vehicle moving from Port Harcourt here to Elele or towards Ahoda to give water, to service them there, at every police checkpoint, he loses one bag.
Because the officers need to drink water now.
The thing is that water has been counted for the driver. So the driver has to pay for that
So they
water.
calculate how many bags they give out and then split the prices across the remaining bags.
Now, so if officers have to drink water, they have to buy it. After all, we pay tax. Our taxes are used to pay that, so they have to buy it. And if a driver proves stubborn, say, no, this thing has been counted for me, they will keep that driver there till evening. So, in all front, both from the security agencies, taxers, communities, and we go through a lot. Water should be government top priority. The providers who are us should be protected because it has to do with national security.
All right. Let's take this one message as we wrap up. All these producers, water producers, bread producers, etc., and rivers stay here on exploiting people with a necessary increment in prices at every slight opportunity. The government should help us checkmating these people. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Egberi Mackson. No price increase. At least that's one thing we take out of this.
I will guarantee you
we'll take
that
a
for
commercial
now.
now.
If your car just got bashed